Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Wednesday. Today, we're going to continue working with our order of operations with PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. But instead, we're going to kind of flip around the work. We're going to be learning how to actually write the numerical expressions from a word problem rather than just solve the numerical expressions. We want to be able to take real life situations and turn them into a math problem. So we'll be working on that for the next couple of days. All right, with that being said, let's go take a look at a practice problem. And let's do a quick review of basic PEMDAS. All right, so remember, the main things that you need to know is you need to know the word expression. Hopefully by now, our past two lessons, you have realized that you can have an expression, and that just simply means a math problem that represents a number or a value. And then, of course, you can have an equation. And the only difference really between the two is that equations have to equal each other. For instance, an equation will always have an equal sign. So you might have 3 plus 2 equals 2 plus 3. An expression doesn't have to have an equality on the other side of the equal sign. It can just represent one side of the equation. All right, and then remember, sometimes you might need to know about a variable. Those are usually letters. The ones that are mostly used are N, X, Y, and sometimes Z. It could be anything though. Any letter or any symbol that represents an expression or a value in math is called a variable. And to vary means to change. You spell it like this. Vary, that means changeable, and able, of course, means able, so able to change, able to vary. All right, let's go and attack our first problem. All right, this one says, a baker packages 12 cupcakes to a box. Sean orders 5 boxes for his sister's graduation party and 3.5, 3/10, or 3.5 boxes for the variety show party. Write an expression that shows the calculations you would use to find the number of cupcakes Sean orders. Okay, so now let's think this through. Let's go back just like we always do, right? I've made my line because I'm hoping that you just automatically do that as you attempt to attack problems and figure out what the heck you're supposed to do. All right, this says, write an expression that shows the calculations you could use to find the number of cupcakes. So we're really just looking at number of cupcakes. Number of cupcakes. All right, so now all we got to do is just come right back over and attack it with getting our notes. A baker packages 12 cupcakes to a box. So every box, right, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 cupcakes per box. All right, I see that. That will help me understand what to do as I move along. All right, next it says he orders 5 boxes for his sister's graduation party. 5 boxes for sis. And then what did it say? He ordered 3.5 boxes for the party. Okay, 3.5 boxes for party. Okay, so now, can you tell that I really am doing the math right here, right along with you, figuring it out? All right, and now we just have to write an expression that shows how you would find the number of cupcakes, total number of cupcakes. All right, so I think we can do that, right? Because I know here every cupcake box has 12, and I got 5 boxes. So I feel like that should be 5 times 12 if I'm going to write an expression for that, right? Because 5 groups of 12. And then 3.5 boxes, and those also have 3.5 groups of 12. 3.5 groups of 12. All right, and then if I just need to know the total of that, I could certainly do that, right? Total means to add. So I think I could just do 5 times 12 plus 3.5 times 12. Now you do need to think about your PEMDAS here, so I'm going to write it down. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now, do I need to have parentheses in order to make sure that this problem works out right? I don't think that I do, although I could have them. So like I could put parentheses in here, but do I really need to is the question, right? There are no exponents in my problem, and then multiplying and dividing come first anyway. So even without parentheses, someone would have to multiply this first if they're following PEMDAS, and then they'd have to do this second, and then they would have all their multiplying taken care of, so it would just be adding. So our final answer here really does not need to have parentheses. It's just 5 times 12 plus 3.5 times 12. Now, if you throw in the parentheses, it won't be wrong. You just don't need them. So either way would, I think, be okay. But again, using PEMDAS, you would multiply both of these sides, and then you would come back and add. So you just don't need them because PEMDAS tells you what to do first anyway. All right, so I think that's what our answer would look like. And let's see, there was no multiple choice here, so we just got to go with it. But I'm quite positive we are good to go. All right, let's do another problem together. All right, and again, this is not something that you can do just really quickly because you really have to think about the problem and break it down. All right, so the school auditorium has 546 seats on the main floor and 102 on the balcony. Every seat is filled for all of the variety show performances. Write an expression that shows the calculations you could use to determine how many tickets were sold. Okay, so it says right here, number of tickets sold. So I'm going to go just like I have been working on doing and hoping you're getting really, ready and used to doing it. Number of tickets. That way my brain stays focused. I'm writing it right on the line. I can throw a sold in there if I want. Right? It said that every seat was filled for every performance. So let's go back in. There are 46 seats on the main floor. So let's take that note. 546 seats on floor. On floor. And then how much was in the balcony? Let's see. 102 in the balcony. All right, and then it says every seat is filled for all the performances. Write an expression that shows the calculations you could use to determine how many tickets were sold. Now, they don't tell us how many performances there are, but, oh, no, it does over here. It says, the tickets are $4.50. I don't think I need to know that information, right? Because number of tickets, I don't need to know how much the tickets cost, so I'll leave that out. The performances are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 2 on Saturday. So there are a total of 4 performances according to this part over here. Now I see I was about to miss out the information. 4 performances. All right. Okay. Now I think I might be ready. It seems like, right, I would add those together, perhaps, and then multiply times 4. So let's go ahead and start setting that up. Let's come over here. 546 on the floor plus 102 on the balcony. And the only thing is, and I know it's times 4 because there are 4 performances. Now here's the deal. Do we need parentheses for this one? If I do PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So that's the next step right there, is to write out your PEMDAS and see if you do need parentheses. So if I put parentheses, do parentheses first. I don't have any parentheses, but that would mean I would be multiplying first. And do I want to multiply these two numbers first? No, I don't think so, because every performance is this plus this. So I think I really do need parentheses this time, because I want to show 546 balcony or floor plus 102 balcony seats. I need to add those up first and then multiply times 4 for the 4 nights, the 4 performances. So it would end up turning out like this. You just have to really think through the problem, what the problem is telling you, and how you could get to this part right here. This will tell me the number of tickets sold, because every seat would be a ticket. This many sold on the floor, this many on the balcony, times the 4 times they were performing. So I'm positive we have that one right. All right, now I want you to go to your Google Classroom, and I want you to attack your problems and your practice problems. Feel free to work with a partner if you like. So, because it is actually pretty tricky to do this, and so I would like for you to have some support. And that's it. Work hard, guys. And then, of course, when you're finished, make sure that you work on your science. Make sure those projects are done by Friday, because they're going to be for grades, and grades are due on Friday.